Coming to you from Annapolis, Maryland, home of the U.S. Naval Academy, the sailing capital of the world, home of the world's largest crab feast, and 4 signers of the Declaration of Independence. This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, a daily roundup of local news that you can use, including local sports, local events, local opinion, and local weather from DMV Weather. Now here's your host, publisher of Eye on Annapolis, John Frenaye.
Good morning. It is Monday, April 23rd, 2018. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Terrible news out of Severn this weekend. On Saturday night, 911 began receiving multiple calls reporting a home on fire in the 7900 block of Stonehearth Road. When crews arrived, they found heavy fire coming out of the rear of the building. Some occupants were out, and they claimed that there was one additional person inside. When firefighters got inside, they did find one adult who was deceased, and during additional searches, 2 more adult victims were found for a total of 3. 4 other occupants escaped without injury. The home is owned by Arundel Lodge, which operates as a group home, and 2 adult male residents and 1 female worker were killed. It took about an hour to extinguish by 45 firefighters from Anne Arundel, Fort Meade, and BWI Thurgood Marshall Airport Fire Departments. Now, the executive director of Arundel Lodge, Mike Drummond, released a statement yesterday in saying, "We are deeply saddened by this tragedy and grateful to the Anne Arundel County Crisis Response Team for their quick response. This is the first incident of this kind in over 40 years of Arundel Lodge's service to the community, and we are absolutely devastated. This is an incredibly difficult day for all of us, and we will be providing support to family, friends, and staff as we process this tragedy." Kent Island High School junior varsity lacrosse will not be playing any games this year. Queen Anne's County Public School Superintendent Andrea Kane terminated the season based on a video that had been circulating of a bunch of members from the JV lacrosse team in a locker room rubbing their genitals on the face of another male student also believed to be part of the JV lacrosse team. The students involved have not been identified. The Queen Anne's County Sheriff's Office is investigating. Kane has not been available for any comments, but she did send a letter home in which she said the behavior on the video, which was witnessed by thousands of people via social media and the news media, is not condoned and will not be ignored. Chalk this up to a success. County Executive Steve Shue's Safe Stations program, which has seen more than 400 people walk into fire stations across the county seeking help for an opioid addiction. It's been exactly 1 year, and they celebrated their 1-year anniversary on Friday night. And right now they're having a good and bad problem. They're having a good problem because they're running into capacity issues. More people are looking for help. They've got a bad problem in that they don't have the funding for it, and they are looking to increase funding in the upcoming budget talks there. Jen Corbin, who's head of the crisis response team and oversees the program, said that about 400 Anne Arundel County residents pass through the doors in a year. However, when you consider out-of-state and out-of-area residents, it balloons to over 600 people. Initially, the program was designed to handle about 5 people a week. The program has been lauded across the state and the nation as an effective way to battle the heroin epidemic that we're seeing all across the country. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up that there may be some blips and glitches in the Daily News Brief this week. There was a death in my family, and I will be recording the Daily News Brief from a hotel room most of this week. But my schedule is unknown, so it may not be on time every single day. I will do my best, and I thank you for your patience and understanding, and we will be back up to speed next week for sure. Guaranteed, you can take that to the bank. Stay tuned. We have George Young with DMV Weather coming right up after Sean O'Neill from RBC Wealth Management, and then a mild-mannered rant from me.
I'm Sean O'Neill, your local RBC Wealth Management advisor. When you choose to work with me, you'll have access to a worldwide network of financial products and services only available from a leading global institution. RBC's international reputation for physical strength and stability, world-class capabilities, and corporate values is unique in the financial services industry. I also recognize the importance of reinvesting in the communities in which we live and work, and I'm committed to serving my clients by building long-term relationships based on trust, integrity, and confidence. I look forward to helping you with your wealth management needs. Call me, Sean O'Neill, today at 410-573-6723 for a complimentary consultation.
RBC Wealth Management, a division of RBC Capital Markets, LLC. Member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC. This is Maryland. The weather can be nearly unpredictable. We've got George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis to sort it all out.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, April 23rd. Today will bring one more great weather day outside for Annapolis and all of Anne Arundel County, with more sunshine and temps in the mid to upper 60s before conditions change starting tomorrow, with clouds and rain and more breezy winds associated with the storm moving toward the area from the south. And clouds and possible rain showers will remain the theme for the rest of the week and possibly into Saturday, though temps will likely remain in the 60 to 65 degree range throughout the entire period. Okay, that's it for today. Be sure to download our free weather app by searching the Apple App Store or Google Play Store for DC MDVA Weather, and also follow us on Facebook or Twitter or on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great week out there, and as always, remember one thing: whatever the weather outside, have fun and be safe.
Hey there, it's John. And I wanted to let you know about some local podcasts that you may not have known about and suggest that you give them a listen. Anne Arundel County State's Attorney Wes Adams just launched Docket by the Bay. It's sort of like a true crime drama without all the drama, and gives you a really good look into how the prosecution works with the police and the courts. It's brand spanking new and totally fascinating. The Naptown Pintcast by our favorite beer nerd, Liz Murphy. If there ever was a woman in the know in terms of beer, she is it, and lucky for us, she brings us along as she talks to the brewers and the movers and the shakers all over the state. And be sure to catch her weekly, column in the Capitol. Finally, the Annapolis Podcast is the original podcast here in town, and it was started by Scott McMullen, whom I call the Podfather. He finds notable and obscure people in the area with a great story and brings them to you. Unfortunately, right now, he's running for county councilman in District 6, so he's not as regular as he was before. Ooh, that didn't sound too good, but you know what I meant. But do check him out as well. You can find all of them by searching whatever app you use to listen, or on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, or Google Music. And while you're there, give them, and this one of course, a rating and a review. It really helps us all grow and gets a larger audience for all of us. Of course, you could also do it the old-fashioned way as well. Just tell all of your friends. Okay, so go do that, and we'll be right here waiting.
They say opinions are like... Here we are with a dose of opinion for you.
Last week, Annapolis Mayor Gavin Buckley's office put out a press release asking residents to, quote, help reimagine Annapolis City Dock waterfront. Aside from the fact that 2 weeks ago you might have already thought it was already reimagined with a 5-story hotel, splash parks, underground parking garage, and plenty of parking for tour buses, why are we doing this yet again? The latest, quote, reimagining session is presented by Fred Kent, who the city hired to talk about his projects and facilitate a conversation. Ellen Moyer had her charrettes for the Market House and City Dock. Josh Cohen had his listening sessions. And let's not forget about the City Dock master plan that took years to develop, that's now sitting dormant on the shelf with the Annapolis 300 medallions and the Canadian flags. The problem is that there are too many ideas for City Dock. None of the more serious ones include the Eye on Annapolis Ferris wheel, but I digress a bit. Every mayor has his own idea of what it should be, as does every single resident and visitor. By now, Buckley ought to know that you can't please everyone. Hell, he learned that the hard way with his 20% tax increase. Well, in that case, you can't please anyone. Fred Kent has been here before. This time the buzzword is placemaking. On March 7th, 2011, the buzz phrase was revitalizing downtown waterfronts. Here we are, 7 years later, and not a damn thing has changed except for the players. Stop the bullshit spend on the consultants and feel-good reimagining. This is Annapolis, not Disney. Here's what needs to be done. Blow the dust off the City Dock master plan and update it. Don't rewrite it, update it. Some things have changed since the last time. Then Parcel it out and get it done. It's already been approved by the City Council back in October of 2013, after 3 years of work. The only thing lacking is the political will to get it done. I get it that the mayor and the council want to make their own mark on the city, but reinventing the wheel is not the way to go. All it will do is mire you down in the Annapolis way. And just what is the Annapolis way? Well, that should be obvious by now, but it's make a lot of noise and do nothing. And that's what I'm thinking today.
Thanks for listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. If you like what you heard, make sure to tell your friends and colleagues about it. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find much more. Be sure to check out our other weekly podcast, The Maryland Crabs. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.